Thorns of the Waking Court, a video book, brought to you by SDC Multimedia. Chapter 2. The Kingdom Below. The first thing she noticed was the breath of the place, not her own, but the air around her, slow and rhythmic, rising and falling like lungs made of soil and bone. The darkness wasn't empty. It was alive. Something in it pulsed. Something ancient. Calla opened her eyes. Above her, black roots wove a ceiling like a spider's cradle, glowing faintly green where moss clung to the bark, giving the vast chamber the illusion of starlight. It wasn't the forest, not anymore. She had been taken beneath it, into it. The grove had opened, and she had fallen through. She tried to sit up. Her body screamed with every motion, pain blooming along her side and shoulder. Her palms came away damp. Not blood, at least not hers. The floor beneath her was a web of gnarled bark and soft loam, veined with something that pulsed faintly as if sharing a heartbeat with whatever ruled this place. Her chest ached, not just from the fall, from the weight of it, this strange, green-lit hush that pressed in from all sides. I should be dead, but she wasn't. The grove had taken her and chosen not to consume her. Not yet. She dragged herself upright, leaning against the wall of the hollow. The roots curved above and behind her like ribs in some great earthen beast. And then she heard it. Footsteps. Soft, measured. She turned too quickly. A figure stepped into view, illuminated by the dim light bleeding from the moss-veined walls. Male, young, at least by appearance. Tall, sharp-jawed, with cheekbones carved like blades and hair dark as ink, falling in wet strands to his collar. His clothes shimmered faintly, formal, high-collared, lined in silver thread that glinted like moonlight. He wore a circlet of thorns over one wrist, thin and black as iron. His eyes were not human, too bright, too old. One blink, and the glamour flickered, revealing slitted pupils and faint silver threading across his irises. Fae. He studied her, not with cruelty, but with distant calculation, like a scholar examining an artifact or a creature in a cage. So, he said, the girl who bled into the roots and lived. His voice was soft with the faintest echo to it, like the grove had memorized it, and now whispered the words along with him. Calla said nothing. She gritted her teeth, still catching her breath. He tilted his head. You don't scream or beg. That's rare. The last one we pulled out of the grove took 3 nights to stop her sobbing. You'll get nothing from me, she managed. Not fear, not blood. He smiled faintly. You've already given both. Before she could respond, he turned. Come, he's waiting. She didn't ask who. She already knew. The prince didn't lead her down a hall. Not exactly. The grove seemed to shift with them. The walls of roots and moss moved slowly, spiraling around her like she was being led through the gut of some ancient god. Who are you? She asked, her voice hoarse. I'm Riven, of the first Thorn bloodline. He didn't look back. Prince of Thornecourt, uncrowned, undying, and depending on the day, deeply inconvenient. She narrowed her eyes. And you're just here? In this root dungeon? He gave a humorless laugh. This is Thornecourt. Then the world opened. The tunnel widened into a vast chamber that took her breath. A cathedral built of living wood. Walls arched high above, grown, not carved, from massive roots that weaved into buttresses. Lanterns of suspended flame floated mid-air, shedding golden green light. Vines clung to balconies spiraling up the hollowed walls, and in the center, a throne. It was grown from a blackened tree trunk, its arms twisted and blooming with sharp, glinting thorns. Veins of silver ran through it like lightning frozen in wood. At its base, steps coiled outward like petals, and at its summit sat the king. He wore no crown. He was the crown. His presence was unmistakable, like gravity had a face. Hair the color of starlight pulled too close, pale and luminous. Eyes veiled by a sheer mask of woven shadow glass, hiding everything except the faint gleam of magic behind it. He did not move. He did not need to. Calla's feet froze at the edge of the court. Her breath caught in her throat. "This is her?" the king asked, voice low, echoing across the chamber like thunder behind a mountain. "She lived," Riven said. "The grove didn't devour her. It brought her here." The king turned his head slightly, just slightly. "And you believe that makes her special?" "I believe," Riven said slowly, "that it makes her dangerous." Silence. Then the king stood. The motion was slow, but the air changed with it. He descended the steps, robes of deep green and silver dragging behind him like mist. Gloved hands curled at his sides. Calla stood her ground, though her body screamed to run. His mask caught the lantern light as he approached, scattering it into shards across the floor. He stopped within arm's reach. "I am King Aerith of Thornecourt," he said. "The grove is my gate. It answers to no one, not even me." Calla said nothing. "Yet it answered you." Her voice when it came was rough but steady. "I didn't ask it to." "No, you didn't." His gaze swept over her like wind through leaves. "And yet, here you are." "What do you want from me?" she asked. "I want nothing," he said. "But the court, they'll want to use you." "For what?" "To wake the rest of the grove, to undo the old curse, to break open the veil that keeps this realm in twilight." She blinked. "What curse?" He didn't answer. Instead, he stepped back. "You will rest tonight. Tomorrow, you will stand before the court." "Why?" "To prove you are what the roots claimed, or die trying."